and check that out. But any basics, though, that you could give us, whether it's Midas or whomever, some basics you could give us for Aaron, Bob?
Well, I think I've always felt that silver should make up 30% and gold 70%. And that's a general rule. What you do and what you buy depends upon your financial, economic situation and your age. I don't think it's a good idea for an 85-year-old woman to be spending 90% of what she's got left on silver. Even though we think it's going to go up, it's not a prudent, suitable thing to do. On the other hand, this gentleman sounds young, and so he can take risks, so he can perhaps get some of those Eisenhower halves or silver eagles, some gold eagles if they're available, and perhaps even some numismatic coins, depending upon how much money he has to spend.
Okay, thank you very much for the phone call, Aaron. Thank you for listening. How do you listen to the program, Aaron?
Say it again?
How do you listen to the Power Hour?
90.1 on, it changes all the time, but it's Genesis down here in Texas.
Yay, 90.1 rules in Texas. Thank you, Aaron, for the phone call. Let's go to Steve in Chicago. Steve, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead, please.
Yes, I'd like to know what's the story with the federal credit unions failing? Does that mean there are going to be a lot of car repossessions, or how does that work?
Are the federal credit unions failing, Bob Chapman?
Well, we just had a couple of them fail in the FDIC Friday night financial follies. And you're going to see lots more of them because they're holding the same kind of paper, which would be mortgages, toxic mortgages, as others are. And, there's going to be, when all is said and done 2 or 3 years from now, we'll probably lose 2,000 or 3,000 or 4,000 banks and credit unions and S&Ls that are left.
And what happens to all those car loans? Do they just go to other federal other credit unions?
All of those what?
Car loans that are held by the credit unions.
Car loans, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they'll be taken over by the government or by the bank or a financial entity that takes them over.
Okay.
It'll be part of the deal.
All right. Thank you very much, Steve, for the phone call. Let's go to Annette in West Virginia. Annette, you're on the air with Bob Chapman. Go ahead, please.
Good morning, you all.
Good morning.
10 years ago, I learned about the Comprehensive Annual Financial Report, whereby the government does not report to the people all the money that it comes in, but they just report a budget. So they are actually holding back more than half of what comes in.
Okay, I'm going to hold you through the break, and I want to talk about that after this 3-minute break with Annette from West Virginia and Bob Chapman, theinternationalforecaster.com. Back in 3 minutes. Stay tuned.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Monday edition of the Power Hour, coming up on 55 minutes past the hour, whatever hour you're sitting in. This is Dave.
And Joyce, and I thank you for joining us in the Power Hour today. I forgot to tell you the website for the military people that are now keeping to their oath that they made many years ago, or even recently, and that are saying no to disarming of the American public. The website is oath-keepers.blogspot.com. That's oath, O-A-T-H, keepers, KEEPERS.blogspot.com. I failed to give you that, so I wanted to make sure that you got that. We are talking with Bob Chapman, the editor of the International Forecaster newsletter. You can get a complimentary copy of it. Try it. See if it's not what we say it is, and just about everybody agrees. Call 877-479-8178 if you'd like to get a free copy, 877-479-8178, or go to theinternationalforecaster.com. Also on the line is Annette from West Virginia, who is asking a question about the CAFR, the financial report that's not released to the public. Go ahead, Annette.
Well, it is really the best-kept secret imaginable, and it's hurting the American people because they don't realize that the government is taking in all this money but not reporting it and using what they're not reporting to buy into the market, manipulate it, putting these monies in escrow accounts. And this is absolutely sinful.
Okay, we know about the CAFR, the CAFR, Comprehensive Annual Financial Report. Let me go to Bob Chapman. Bob, do you have a comment to make on this?
No, I don't really know enough about it to make a comment. I have talked to someone who did an extensive investigation into it and said that their comment was that this is really money that they invest for retirement, and it's not really separate. So I really don't have an answer.
Okay, Annette, do you have an expert we could talk to on this?
Walter J. Burian.
Yeah,
you should be Walter Burian Jr., and he should be on the Internet.
Okay.
He has an email address. I don't
Well,
have
that's okay.
it.
We can Google it and we'll find it. We'll get him on the program. Thank you very much for the phone call. I got a bunch of callers here I need to go to.
If you YouTube Walter Burian's name, you'll find several different presentations that he's given, very in-depth about the comprehensive annual financial report. It really deserves everybody's scrutiny.
Yeah, and I think we need to get him back on the program, so I'll tell Marie about that. Thank you very much, Annette, for that information. Kurt from Iowa. Kurt, you're on the Power Hour. Go ahead, please, with Bob Chapman.
Yes, good morning.
Morning.
Hey, I just have a question for Bob. I don't know whether he knows anything about this or not, but what will happen when this financial crisis hits to, like, our infrastructure, the utilities, the electricity, the water, those type of things? Will they still function?
I think they will, as long as there's not violence.